Man, we need more of that. Coming up on tonight's DLLS Stars Pregame Show, Sam is back with us. So is Luds. And we get to talk about some old friends, John Klingberg, Ty Dellandrea, and the San Jose Sharks. Maybe a little bit about Macklin Celebrini. He's pretty good, too. Stars and Sharks tonight at the AAC. Let's get your pregame show started right now on DLLS. This is the DLLS Stars Pregame Show live here from the podcast studio. Every once in a while for games, we are in here, even though we're usually in the lounge. Craig Ludwig, Sam Nestler joining us remote. Ryan Vaughters is our producer. I'm Owen Newkirk. Thanks for joining us. Before we get into everything tonight, just a quick reminder, the DLLS Stars Takeover, first ever DLLS Stars Takeover, is coming up on Sunday. Stars playing against the Pittsburgh Penguins. The cup. What about the cup?
It's green.
Is it? Oh, the green cup.
It's green cup.
Is it in the frame?
Dallas Stars.
Okay.
Dallas Stars color. I think that we were just going, Stars.
Go Stars, right.
Same
it's
color as that banner that says Takeover.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you, Luds. So we're doing this on Sunday. You want the water cup?
No, I'll take your water.
Okay.
I'll get it out of the way.
All right. I appreciate that. So there you put it right there. I haven't even drank out of it yet, so go right ahead. The takeover is Sunday. It's already sold out. It's been sold out since very quickly after we started offering it. Just a quick reminder that you should be a diehard because they had first right of refusal. They got notified about it. It was sold out so well that we will most definitely do another one in the second half of the season.
There's
so
a diehard. There's a green cup.
Yeah.
It's right next to the diehard.
I like it. There you go. So let's talk about this one. I'm still very confused about whether, because we have cups in the frame all the time. What? Was it on the edge of the frame or is just it was like right on the edge like this? You'd rather have it here.
Either have it in or have it out.
Okay, well let's
one or the other. Either put it in or keep it out.
No comment.
No comment. We're gonna clip that.
We're doing great. Yep. I'm glad I waited for a second because he can drop that. All right, let's bring Sam on. Hi, Sam. Sam, taking a drink.
I wasn't prepared. I was texting you guys.
You were too busy texting jokes to us in the chat. Yeah, I saw that. All right. Let's start with the obvious lineup. Okay. Stars played the Sharks home after 6 games in 9 days. They had a day off yesterday. All the players acknowledged they've been busy. They've been traveling. They've been in different time zones. They all said they really enjoyed having a day off yesterday just to kind of reset.
I forgot the part about they've been winning.
They have been winning. They are on an 8-game point streak. The only blemish in the last few was the Rangers' overtime loss, which they had the lead late and then dropped it. But as we look at this one tonight, we'll start with the Stars lineup. No changes. Exactly the same as yes, we love Lud, Sam, the New Jersey Devils game. And I would expect to see similar line combinations in defensive pairing. So let's show that. The Stars group, which they trotted out with Jamie Benn going to the Tyler Seguin spot and Sam Steele returning or reprising his role with Wyatt Johnston and Mikko Rantanen. Now, Sam, I really like Jamie Benn with Johnston and Rantanen, but I think they felt maybe it would give him something a little bit more on the right than Sam Steele, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's funny. If you look at that lineup right there, think back to the summer when we were doing shows and we were all over the country. I'm pretty sure I was here, actually. Did you ever think that's what we would see in any games this season? Jamie Benn on his right side, Sam Steele on the top line, Justin Ritzkovian, Oscar Beck, Colin Blackwell, Radek Faksa, and Nathan Bastian all in the lineup. It's just wild to look at the team that is on the ice right now and the fact that they're winning games. But the other side of it is they are looking for anything they can get. And unfortunately for Glenn Gulletson, that when they finally find something, someone else gets hurt, right? We knew they were already injured with Matt Duchene and everyone else out. but then they finally found two lines. They had that Johnston, Ranton, and Ben line looking really good, as you just said, and they had Robertson, Hintz, Sagan, and they had some chemistry. And then Sagan goes down, and everything just gets thrown back in. So for me, I think the key is keeping the duos, right? Luds always talks about the duos, the two, and then find who else goes with it. We know who Glenn Gulletson likes. He likes Johnston with Ranton, and he likes Robertson with Hintz. That Robertson-Hintz line has been together forever, going back to the Joe Pavelski days. The thing I'm interested to see is what Jamie Benn can bring. Can he bring the same thing playing on the right? Because Glenn Gulletson loves them playing on the offside. He talked about it all preseason. He's shown it with his lineups. Jamie Benn brought something to that Johnston-Rantanen line that built a little space for him, right? He's not going out and doing the Jamie Benns from 5 years ago where he's the big physical force, but he does push people back. He does create some space around the net. He draws 2 or 3 defenders to him because he's causing chaos in there, and that gives Wyatt Johnston and Mikko Rantanen the space to make those plays.
And while Sam Steele is quicker than Jamie Benn at this stage of his career, Ben, I don't think I'm going on a limb to say he's the better finisher, meaning that having him on the other end of a Mikko Rantanen
I think he's
pass,
Canadian, though.
Yes. But
from Western Canada.
To have him receiving a Rantanen pass is probably more dangerous than Steele at this point. You agree?
Well, yeah, and I think also, as Sam says, by having him on his offside, when he comes across the offensive blue line, he's a more dangerous shooter. How many goals has he got?
Who?
Jamie.
I can tell you. Was it 4?
He had 4 in his first.
402, isn't it?
4 in his first 6. Oh, number total. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about in his career. I thought you were talking about this season.
Yeah, 402, right?
He's at 402. Yeah.
See,
he has 3 this year.
So Jamie, as he comes across that offensive blue line on his offside, he's more of a danger on that side.
Yes.
So it's a better shooting angle there. I think coming back into his own zone, if he's playing on the wall, if he comes back and pucks are coming around, you're picking it up on your forehand. So I can see where there's lots of reasons why they like him there. But I do shake my head, same as Sam. I mean, it's even going to get more puzzling when you start to look at the defensemen and talk about guys playing all over the map. But I mean, when you have, as you say, Steele up on the left side with the top line, Jamie playing on his right side, offside, Blackwell playing on his offside on the other line. So there's guys all over, but we keep saying this and they keep on winning. So whatever, I mean, talk about getting and finding ways to jot things down as the season goes along, and when you get everybody back or somebody else goes down, you can say, well, we had this guy with that group, and that worked well there, and this one didn't work so well there. This is what this is all about.
Sam, I'm going to ask Luds this too, but I want to give you the first shot at this because I was looking down at the chat, and our buddy Andrew was saying, could you imagine if we had Moose and Pavs? Would Rantanen and Pavelski be a combination that would be interesting to you because of his ability to get to the net, tip pucks, finish, and score with the insane elite passing that Rantanen has?
Yeah, I would think it would be kind of like we saw before where we had Johnston, Rantanen, and whoever else on the left wing, and then the Robertson, Hintz, Pavelski line back together, right? I mean, that was the best line that I can remember for a long time here in Dallas.
Until his last year in Dallas, though, that started to go down a little bit.
Yeah,
for crying out loud, Andrew. I mean, if we had Brendan Morrow up on the left side too, and Hatcher and Matvichuk, it'd be awesome.
Mo would be good down the middle there.
There's enough Mo's out there. No, there's enough Mo. There's a better Mo out there. There's 2 better Mo's out there.
Oh my God!
Now
breaking news here.
Now, and we've been trying to beg Mo to come back in April for our alumni thing. Probably not coming out. But I guarantee he's not listening to our show.
Does Mike Modano have the most to lose playing an alumni game?
He won't play. He played in 1, and then he actually said he had a flight out. He played 3 shifts, and then all of a sudden I saw him doing the same old exit all the time. He's walking on the outside of the glass with his bag in his hand, acting like he had a plane to catch, and found out he left the next morning. That's Mo. He got his money and left.
I love it.
What I am curious, though, I want to ask Luds this, because I think Luds and I were talking about this a bunch when they first had Sam Steele on that top line. We said it might eventually get to Mikko Rantanen and Wyatt Johnston or whoever's up there, that Sam Steele can't finish the chances, because he was getting some chances. He was getting a bunch of glorious chances, and we've talked about it. Sam Steele is an above-average skilled bottom 6 player. There's no doubt about it. However, we weren't sure if that would translate him into all of a sudden a good enough top-line guy or second-line guy, right? Tell me we're not starting to see that happen with Rantanen and Johnston.
He's not giving him the puck anymore.
I mean, that game in New Jersey. The 3-on-1 was the really bad one, right? They 3-on-1. Sam Steele's wide open on the right on his opening up on his strong side, and they don't even look in his direction. Meanwhile, Mikko Rantanen tries a low-angle 5-hole shot to try to score, and that's not the only one. That's just the obvious one. You're starting to see Rantanen curling out of the corner, and instead of trying to find that far winger, which is Steele, he's just putting it on net. Can that have a negative effect eventually where maybe that's taking away from some of the offense they're going to be able to produce?
I don't think it will, Sam. I honestly think that Gully is having success with whatever he's doing. He's had him up there, and they're finding a way. I think Glenn Gullickson, when they put him up in that spot, it's because he's the worker beyond that line. I do think that Sam Steele understands what his role is on that line. Yes, of course, he'd like to finish and put a couple pucks in the net, but he does the work in both corners. The other night we had an example. He started on the left side. He goes over to the opposite side of the ice. He comes back. He moves it to the point. Ultimately, I don't even know if he ended up getting a point on that goal that was scored, but regardless, he does a ton of work, and he's an agitator out there. At times he can be a shift disturber.
Nice pause.
I know. I just wanted to make sure you heard the shift.
I want to ask you about this. Gully made a point. I would have clipped it, ran out of time this afternoon, but I wanted to talk about what he brought up. The losing Sagan created a unbalanced righty-lefty for faceoffs. And because you had Sagan at about 60% in the right circle is what Gully said. Now, I don't know if I verified that, but he said on his strong side, Sagan was winning more than 50%, almost 60, he said. So you have Sagan and Hintz in that line. You have Wyatt Johnston. You have Mikko Rantanen that can take draws, or Jamie Benn or Sam Steele that are all lefties. So without Sagan, now you lose a guy that you can have that. And Gully said, that's a hard one to overcome. We're probably just going to have some lefties take more draws on the right circle.
Just take the draw and come back on your backhand. Everybody thinks it's just poison to win a faceoff back towards your goaltender. You just tell your defenseman, I'm coming back this way. Your goaltender knows it's coming.
What about in the offensive zone? Same thing? Win it to the blue line?
Well, I see the thing is that's a little bit different there. But have you not seen Jamie Benn get in there? Here's when Jamie's going to win a faceoff. He gets in that faceoff circle and he stands there. And do you ever see him wipe that with his stick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He just wipes
and then
that
he slaps
faceoff
it.
circle over. Check his percentage after that.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing is,
here's the other thing you do is you come in and you tell your wingers, I'm going to tie him up, come in and help.
Yep.
It's that simple. A guy like Jamie, Rant, and those guys can do that. They don't always have to just flat out win it. And as long as your wingers know that that's what you're doing, I'm just tying that centerman up. The puck is going to lay right there. You just come in, and you can actually take your wingers then and then flip them on their strong sides. So I should say they're offside. So when they're coming into the faceoff circle, they're coming in on their strong side. They come in on their forehand. They just pop it back to the defenseman. They can do that. They're professionals. They're pretty good at this game.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Luds. I actually didn't think about this. I thought this the other day and forgot to ask you. When did this whole having to be on your strong side start in the NHL? Because for me, I don't remember growing up and seeing like
you're talking about for faceoffs.
For faceoffs, was this always as much of a focus point for NHL
players?
Or was it kind of like
I think Sam, I believe that number, that stat, has become very important for a team to be in the mid 50s, maybe hovering on 60. That doesn't happen often. The faceoff percentage. And because again, you start with the puck, we always say have the puck. And so now you've got teams that, especially in the offensive zone, that are so good offensively. We know who they are. Let's start with the puck.
Yes.
Now you're not spending time going back and then having to get it over across the offensive blue line and then retrieve it if you got to put it in. Let's start with it. And so I think that they're purposely going out looking for
going away back in 05-06. Do you think that because the game is more stretched out than it used to be, that faceoffs importance has changed because of that rule change?
I mean, look at the exits. Do you think they're really trying to set up plays anymore? Like when you win a draw in your own zone? Yeah. I mean, all it is a flipper.
It's go.
It's a flipper. Sprint. Let's get out in the neutral zone, and we just fly two wingers. And again, that's important too, and that's what they're talking about. That's important because you just watch the way where they're putting defensemen now. I changed our team to take faceoffs with the defenseman standing right behind the forwards now. Mm-hmm. Defenseman on the wall, hold up. If he gets it, he bumps it to that defenseman on the bottom of the circle, and it's just a flipper. I mean, our guys, I'm not letting our guys flip it because they can't flip to save their lives. So the fact is that we get control of the puck there, and and you get there and there's no pressure. All you have to do is hold up. You win the faceoff clean to him. Defenseman on the wall holds up, winger in front holds up, or wherever he may be, and then you can at least get the back of the net.
Well, there's a lot more to get to. We have to talk about the San Jose Sharks, and we'll do that with Luds, Sam, and myself right after this ad break here on DLLS.
Well, right now, first off, we're going to do, let's get the face-off collection. Now, you probably haven't heard of it. If you haven't, you're living under that same rock. There it is. We still got the green and black one, the Dallas, which is our favorite, right? Now, here's the shirt I want to go to. Let's go to the Rantanen finisher shirt. Okay, one thing I know for sure, we're never going to give one of these to Sam Steele. He's not getting that
Yeah,
shirt.
you're probably right.
He's probably not getting that shirt. But he could get a Moose shirt because he's playing like a Moose at times. There's that one there, too. And since I remember, it's a 16-bit Wyatt Johnston shirt. I got the bit right, didn't I?
You did.
I got it right.
You know why?
No.
Because you associated it with Pavelski.
Ding.
Thank you.
There you go. We got the
You're
dings
faster
down
than
and
Ryan.
everything else. So, but
He's
anyway,
waiting for the next shirt. And
let's pull Jamie's up there since we've been talking about him. Let's pull Jamie. So now, again, with this visor, it doesn't really matter. He doesn't know the difference if he puts a visor on, if he's on the left side or the right side anyways, because he can't see through that damn thing because it says captain right across the front. How are you supposed to see with that captain there? It's all yours, Owen. Take it away.
Well, not me. We're going to Sam.
Oh, we're going to Sam today?
I had it as
Bring
me,
it
but I
over
forgot.
here.
I didn't know Sam was going to be on full post pregame show.
Let's bring it over here. Let's talk about the takeover. Because guess what, boys? Remember when I said it's going to be creeping up and eventually it's going to be here? It's in 2 days. This weekend to Sunday, December 7th, the DLLS Stars takeover is finally here. As you see on the big screen here, it is sold out. It was sold out almost immediately, and that's because we gave it to our diehards first. So go be a diehard. How about that? Throw the diehard mix in there as well. But takeover is going to be awesome. We're going to be hanging with the diehards and the fans in the studio for pregame, heading down to Hooters so Luds can buy everybody drinks, and then headed over to the game to watch the Stars and the Pittsburgh Penguins and hanging out with the fans there. And as Owen said right before we started the show, the success we had with this means we're going to do it again. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We should have some chaotic stories to tell from this, as well as a lot of fans will also have some funny stories to tell from this. But here, Luds.
Hang on, Sam. Like I believe, can we pull up the face-off collection again, Ryan?
Oh,
I believe, don't they have to be wearing one of these shirts? Didn't we say
that's
that the only
stipulation you mentioned?
Well, then that's all that matters
for the
little alcohol
beverage at Hooters.
Okay, but they have to have one of these on.
You said you have to be wearing,
and then we're going to need proof that they're part of this gang.
That we will know because
we will?
GM Ben will be our host.
But other people can come there with shirts on like that. How do we know that they're not?
Because Ben will know who has because we have a we are having a DLS.
Do they get wristbands or something? Or
I don't know what the method is. They have
stinking badges.
They have a DLS Stars.
Somebody's got to be listening and tell us.
We're doing like a buffet for the people that have tickets to this.
The liquid buffet.
Well, that too, but there's actually food involved in this too. So
there is?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay. Lutz doesn't care about that.
No, he's not.
There's 2 pork chops in every can.
There you go. It's the gift that keeps on giving. So great.
Just waiting to hit that button.
All right. He's and you're going to hear the Irish one again. You're going to hear the polka one again.
I loved it. I didn't know what I missed, boys. I missed 2 games, and we got Lud's theme songs out the wazoo.
Well, apparently,
and we got a polka one, so it's not just the wazoo.
Apparently, what is it? I think GM Ben said the next one's going to be a country version.
I'd like to hear that.
I can't wait.
Do we get to pick the singer? Can you pick a singer? Or is it just AI tells you?
You have to ask the boss. He's the one that's creating.
I mean, can you actually pick a singer, or does the little app dictate it?
Oh, Ryan blacked us out as he was trying to get the microphone on.
Thing. Let's get us in trouble.
I'm not sure what app it uses, but there's other apps you can pick a singer, so you can pick like Elvis or something like that.
So that's
legal
Shakira. All of a sudden.
He wants Shakira.
ASCAP can't complain about that.
He wants Kanye.
Okay.
All right, guys, let's talk about the San Jose Sharks and take a look at
anybody bet that who's on the TV all the time when the
Emmett Smith
KC's playing. Who's that one? What's the chick that's sitting up there?
You're talking about Taylor Swift.
Yeah, we don't need her singing. Can we get somebody besides her?
Let's go to the Sharks lineup tonight.
We are never.
So they have not yet had their warm up, but they have activated Jeff Skinner from injured reserve. He's missed the last 10 games with an injury. He's back. But let's not miss, obviously we're thrilled to see Ty Dellandrea has carved out a nice role for him. This is a bit of a guess of their lines tonight.
That's gonna surprise me because the one comment that their head coach made is he said there will be some changes in our next game.
What I'm saying.
That's exactly the lineup that he had in that game.
Well, this because Skinner's coming back in. This was sort of a guess because we expect them to alter this because of their last game, Lids.
Looks exactly like their last game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is my guess. This is not what we don't.
It's the same guess everybody has.
Well, yeah, that's right. And we looked at that one too.
So it's not a guess. You just looked at this.
That's their projected.
Yeah.
What it means is they had an optional skate today, so we don't know for sure what their lines are going to be.
Okay, let's see the D.
But let's look at the defense because we do know what those pairings are going to be.
I like Nick Leddy.
He's back in the lineup
I
tonight.
like him.
Why?
I like him. Well, I like the way he plays the game.
Age?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think he's been a warrior, and I like the way he plays. Orlov, I think, is good. I don't think he's been that good. And I know you want to talk about your buddy, but he did not look good in the last game. I will just say that.
No, you should talk about John Klingberg.
He was
as he
brutal in the last game. So hopefully, he has a better game for himself and his team. So we're talking about John Klingberg.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sam, I know it's exciting to see Ty Dellandrea and John Klingberg, and this team is better than they used to be, right? Last year and the last few years, they've been bottom dwellers. They're actually a 500 hockey team, and they're tied for is on points for the second wild card. Whether they actually are a legitimate playoff contender is yet to be determined.
Yeah, and that's kind of irrelevant, right? Nobody's looking at this team and saying they need to make the playoffs to take a step forward. I think Luds was saying right before we jumped on the show here, they maybe hoped they'd take a step closer to what Anaheim has showed. They're not where Anaheim is. They're not. They may not even be where Chicago is. Those teams are kind of all been clumped together for a while and are trying to separately take their steps forward. I think San Jose is starting to get what they need, what usually starts these rebuilds and gets you in the right direction, which is having a couple veteran players that you guys just talked about, Leddy, Orlov, those guys that can kind of drive it. But man, are Celebrini and Will Smith skilled up front. I mean, those guys are starting to play at a high level that's not just here and there showing their skill. It's producing every night. It's having an impact on every game. And I think the key for them there is to continue doing that, right? I think Sam Dickinson was their big pick, the 19-year-old on the back end. They have a ton of that. It's just about showing the next steps. And as you said, them even being in a wild card, what are they, 28, almost 30 games in? That's already a step forward. No matter what happens, they could lose 3/4 of the rest of their season, and it's still a step forward because they showed what they can do. I think that's the key for San Jose. And I remember Shang Pang when he was on our show this summer. He said, was joking about the Sharks and how everybody gets a funny story about the Sharks, or everyone gets a big performance against the Sharks because they always put up or allow 10 goals. I think they allowed 25 goals in 3 games a couple times 2 seasons ago. That is what's going away, and that's the positive you can take if you're a San Jose fan.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Shang because I saw Shang this morning at the Dallas and San Jose morning skate and said hi to him, and he was still as bubbly and funny as he was on our show this summer. And he said that this season has been so much better to cover for him, and he said, I don't have to just come up with jokes and disparaging remarks about the Sharks because they've been a much better team. Now, he's not saying they're Stanley Cup contenders by any stretch of the imagination, but it is interesting from a behind-the-curtain side because, Sam, it's a lot easier to cover a team when they have some positive things to write about than just, hey, we're looking at the future.
Yeah, and it probably made for Sheng personally, it probably made him better at his job because he had to find something to write about, some points to write about here. But if you're covering a team that is, I mean, the year I was working at the NHL office was 3 seasons ago. They got blown out of the water almost every single night. I think they lost almost 12 games in a row, something like that. And 3 of those games, they allowed 10 goals. There's no positive spin on that, right? You can't look at a game when you're getting completely run over for 60 minutes and say, you know what, at least we were 51% in the faceoff circle. That's really hard to pull positives out. So yes, it's more fun to cover, but also as Luds probably knows well, for that coaching staff, this is a tough challenge for them. So when you have a big win against a team that may be a playoff team, or you get a game where you're close with the Colorado Avalanche, or tonight, if they even if they lose this game tonight, which by the way, San Jose does pretty well when they come to Dallas, so be careful here tonight. If they lose this game 4-2, 4-3, and they're in the game, that's a good takeaway. They got a long road trip coming up here. You get those takeaways and you start to build, and all of a sudden, we're going to see Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith in the playoffs in 2, 3, maybe 4. I don't know exactly, but they're going to be a team, and these are the moments that drive them to become that team.
Didn't have Reeves in that lineup, right?
No, he's not playing tonight.
He's not for sure.
No, for sure.
He's a little bumped up.
Injured or
yes, and they said that Ryan Reeves a little banged up, and I said to Dan Rusanowski, who's the Sharks' longtime radio play-by-play broadcaster, They said, oh, well, the Stars don't really have a guy that they would want to trot out there to go blow for blow with Reeves, right? You'd say, well, Jamie Benn could do it. Sure, he could, but that's not really what his role needs to be. And Dan said almost immediately, oh, he's been a regular participant with this team. He's been extremely well received in San Jose, and he said he's been playing well, not just doing enforcing roles, but playing. But because he's dealing with a little injury, they want to make sure he's back and healthy. But he has had a better. I know he had a tough Toronto Maple Leafs run because of not playing enough or whatever. It seems like the San Jose thing has been a really good thing for Ryan Reeves.
Yeah, Hitch had talked to me. Hitch had him, and Revo had asked him, what do I need to do the following season in order? He goes, you need to work on your skating. I mean, because that's where the game is. He goes, you got to get to be a better skater. It's not just act like it used to be, for a guy that plays in that role. And he did that. And apparently this summer he worked hard and, improved his skating. So I would think coming off of a game like they did, he would be someone you would want in a lineup like this tonight, because you're not going to go blow for blow. And I mean that in a goal
offensively,
kind of game. You would want to try to take Dallas out of their game somehow. So he would be a guy that they probably wanted for a game like this, but it is going to be more important for some other teams.
Sam, I look at the goaltending matchup tonight. What are your thoughts? Obviously, Jake Oettinger coming off the shutout win over the New Jersey Devils on Wednesday night. He played very well. And then you have Yaroslav Askarov, who has a decent save percentage considering the team that he's on and the defense in front of him, team defense. But he also has never played against the Dallas Stars. He's still trying to establish himself really in the NHL level.
Yeah, he's the one that Sean always kind of jokes about,
Sean
right?
loves
that
him.
Nashville just because he's a really good goalie who has a ton of potential, and somehow, despite being no sugarcoating it, but maybe the laughing stock of the Western Conference, the Nashville Predators somehow completely blew this one, and are now looking for things to kind of try to figure that out.
They traded Wedgwood, and look how good he's been since he went to Colorado.
Hi.
You're on TV. And that's the crazy part is they just haven't handled it well, right? And
I think that was premeditated. I just want everybody to know.
Probably.
No, the printer started going, and I thought it was a ghost in here or something. But
and they scared him.
No, it'll be interesting to see, because the one thing I've noticed in talking about Jake Oettinger is he's cleaned up a little bit of that early game stuff we talked about, right? We remember that early in the year we were like, Jake has been great after the first period. He had one, maybe two goals where you really like, I wish he had that one back. And then he went lights out. Obviously, the shutout is the big standing point. But even before that, the few games before that, he's cleaned that up a little bit. It'll be interesting in a game like this where it's not maybe as easy to get up for a game when you're playing a team that's like San Jose for a goalie, because this game could be, if Dallas comes out and plays the way they should, Jake could see 4 shots in the first 12 minutes. And that's really tough for goalies, especially like Jake, who love the volume and love to get into the game. So I'd like to see Jake be really clean tonight and make this a clean game for Dallas, because that's almost as important tonight as getting the win.
Sam, I want to throw one more thing at you guys about Maverick Bourque, because I had a chance to get him on camera this morning, thanks to Abby for her great work in helping cover the morning skate. I asked Maverick about his game right now, and we've heard him say this on our show before. Well, listen to Maverick, because he talks about he expects a better level even than he's playing right now. You were really very critical of your own game at this point last year when we talked to you over the summer. How do you feel at this point this year your game is comparatively?
Yeah, I think my game's been better, definitely better than last year, year for year, more game, more experience. You know a little bit more what to expect, but I still think I'm far away from what I think my game should look like right now, and just gotta stick with it and keep working on it and stay confident out there.
Okay, high expectations for you personally, but where do you expect your game to get to?
Obviously, I want to generate more offensively. I think overall my game's been good, but I think I can generate more. I can produce more, and that's where I'm going to bring my game to.
Oh, we've got an extra member of the show, which only makes us a smarter show. What do you think about that? I mean, I read that, Sam, as Maverick Bourque expects regular top six forward level play. He wants to be the kind of offensive contributor that you say, oh, you lose Tyler Seguin, he's your guy.
Yeah, 100%. That's absolutely what he said. And I've talked to him a bunch. You know, he was on our show. I did an interview with him that year, the summer before. I talked to him a ton last year when he was getting scratched a lot by Pete DeBoer and was having trouble finding confidence. He fully believes that he has that. And I think he has something like 9 points, 10 points this year. So he's been better. And as Luds has talked about, he's not having the same mistakes because he's not playing as scared, right? He's not playing just to not to make a mistake. However, he believes that he can be the AHL guy he was at this level. The thing I'm wondering, and Sean said it, maybe we have to call him out each night, because when Sean called him out, he had a great game, his best game of the year, and scored a goal. I don't know yet if he has that at the NHL level because he hasn't shown it. But what I will say is he can make this team a hell of a lot better if he can be that and jump up to the top 6 on the right side, because right now they're looking for options up there.
You know, Logan, you guys like to talk about Logan. So Logan Stankoven,
Yep.
as you like to say. Or
Well,
do you like to say Stankoven?
No, it's properly pronounced
anyway.
Stankoven. Everybody likes to say Stanky, though.
So he hasn't had a great year. He's not off to a great start.
Not like he did last year
His
with
numbers are
them.
nowhere near what they thought, but he's still an effective player. And what Logan always does, and I think Bork can take a page out, is he always shoots the puck. He gets pucks to the net. And that's Carolina's MO anyways, but that's the way Stank always was.
Yes.
Bork right now over his last 5 games has got about just under a couple shots a game. I think he can do more. But in his defense, he's playing 10 and a half, 11 minutes a game too. So he would probably like to see a little more ice time. But again, he has to earn that ice time. And we've seen when Gully sees a guy that's going and doing those kind of things, he will double shift him. You know, and so I think that's one way for him. If he wants a little bit more ice, I think if he starts getting pucks to the net and following him to the net, like his buddy Stank does, I think that he will generously give him some more minutes.
Sam, before we sign off, they want to know the dog's name and favorite player.
The dog, this is not
What's
my
on the
dog,
board
by the way.
behind him?
I'm in California with my brother's house, so this is their dog, but his name is Phil. They call him Feel because they're Brazilian, so they have an accent and it sounds like feel. And I guess since he's small, he's a small guy fan, so he likes Colin Blackwell. That's his favorite player.
There you go.
Fill her up.
All right, there you go. Well, we will be back for the full post-game show. Maybe even Phil will make an appearance. For Sam Nestler, Craig Ludwig, and our producer, Ryan Vaughters, I'm Owen Newkirk. Thanks for joining us here on the pregame show. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Sign up to be a diehard, and we'll see you for post-game show after Stars and Sharks here on DLLS.
Lots, we love our lot.
We all silly like the mayor.